As far as writing, I developed my appreciation for writing from my English professor freshman year at UConn, which I later went on to flunk his class and drop out of school there. I eventually got back on track. I remember my first year at UConn, and on the first day of class for English 101, professor's name was Aaron King. I will never, ever forget that name. And being a freshman, you're full of, I think, it's typical for every freshman, you're full of anxiety on the first day of school. You're coming out of high school, so you're now the new fresh meat here on the big college campus. And so you're a bit intimidated walking into your first lecture, your first classroom in college. And here's this English professor, and I'm ready to, show them and anybody else how smart I am and how much I know, as well as, I'm sure all the other freshmen in the classroom. So he introduces himself, and I remember him asking by a show of hands for everyone to raise their hand who knew how to write a 5-paragraph style essay. And I remember everyone raising their hand, and I was raising my hand all proud because I was just happy to, let him know that I know stuff. I know how to write a 5-paragraph essay. And that's the way that you were pretty much, taught to write, coming out of high school. Have a strong 5-paragraph essay. And I remember him saying, with everybody's hand raised all over the classroom, if you do that in my class, you will fail. And I remember just being like, huh? What do you mean I will fail? Okay. And so he's like, that's high school, that's behind you now. It's now, time to learn, college writing. And so he went on to begin a discourse full of other things that he asked different people in the class to raise your hand if you knew or if you wrote like this or if you did this in your writing. And he would go on to continue to say, and if you do that in this class, you will fail. So like I said, I went to eventually fail that class, but not because I was attending and, not to any fault of Professor King. But I wasn't going to class. That just wasn't my year. I just skipped class always, all the time. I was pretty bad. But I definitely grew to appreciate writing, leaving that experience in my short time, even with Professor King, because I think it taught me to be very just critical myself of my writing, and not the critical negative way, but just very meticulous and actually care about what it is I write. I think Professor King inspired me to want to have some invested interest into what I write, to care about it in a way that I don't think I really viewed my writing previously, to care about it in that way. So thank you.